Hello, I am Endlessness and welcome back to Final Fantasy VII Level Crisis, and in this video I'd like to give a guide for level 3 Physical Trial of Titan. Physical Titan can be quite rough because you can't debuff his physical defense to increase your DPS, but Tifa is the best with physical wind DPS, but also Sephiroth can be good, and Zack if you have its limited weapon. And initially I cleared this battle with Sephiroth having general wind buffs, and I also had Barret to debuff wind resistance, and Aerith was applying exploit weakness. And that worked very well, but Barret's wind debuffing weapon was part of those limited academy banners, so I tried to come up with another team. But ideally you want Nagi as healer, as he can debuff wind resistance and also buff wind damage. And well, I have been wishlisting his collar for a few months by now, but this weapon is just cursed for me because it never wants to drop, and it's still OB5 I think, and that low potency buff per cast is just not enough. And ideally in this battle you want physical attack buffs, exploit weakness and wind damage buffs, and even with Sephiroth, whose weapon is outdated by now, it'll still be a much better battle, but otherwise I need very high physical attack stats on Sephiroth, and it's still a very long battle, and I'm actually cutting very close to Titan entering his final Enrage, and his Enrage isn't just a charge attack that will just wipe your team, but he'll stomp you to death. Aerith has Bahamut outfit with Breath of the Earth, Baharut for heals and extra AB, Flora 1 to debuff wind resistance, Asuna Fatigue to cure the status, and that's crucial especially in a physical team, a stat stick and a circle Sujro, and then sub-equipment slots. Aerith has a guild weapon with physical defense for allies, a weapon with buff debuff extension, and a physical attack for allies weapon. Angeal has Odin outfits, Ad Astra for Team Veil and Provoke, guild weapon with earth resistance and physical defense for allies, Stalwart Integrity with PDF and P attack buffs, Circle Surgeon, physical wind materia to tickle the boss, and PDF stat stick. And then sub-equipment slots. Angeal has 2 physical attack for allies weapons and a weapon with attack for allies. Sephiroth has Wind Arcanum outfit with Heliacal Rising to amplify his next attack, Dark Heavens for DPS, Odin for exploit weakness, Circle Surger in boost slots, and 2 wind potency materia, and then in sub-equipment slots, Mad Minute with HP, Baha Sword with physical ability potency, and Shinra Sword to max out his physical attack and further boost his wind potency. And also with this team, so extra high physical defense buff and Veil, you don't really need HP weapon, so you can switch it for an offensive weapon. Alright, this will be a very long battle, but with Angeal, Stalwart Integrity to buff physical defense, and Aerith can already debuff wind resistance, exploit weakness on Sephiroth, and the Titan is pretty much set up for what comes after his attack, because after this of course we have to heal and recover, but Titan will do another charge attack and he will protect himself with Veil, so we have to deplete Veil and also his gauge, otherwise it's a wipe. So I'm just going to use Genji once to maximize the damage. And just one more cast and I got, well, 2 casts. I got the Heliacal Rising. And I think Heliacal Rising, his limit break, is better in this battle than Zantetsuken, because Zantetsuken, of course, you need quite a long time to charge it, and it doesn't really do much damage, so I think Heliacal Rising is better, because it amplifies your next ability by 30%, so you get a really big hit, and also charges very fast. So I think in some cases those new limit breaks are better than summons. Also here, try to recover quickly, and unlike in Titan EX2 battle, yes, Titan will buff his physical attack right now, but there won't be any more attacks, nothing. There will be Sigil Phase. They switched it up, and that was a little bit surprising. But now there's no stomping, no 5 attacks, it's just the Sigil Phase. So try to break those sigils as quickly as possible, but with Angeal I'm going to buff physical defense, because those hits, they hurt quite a lot. And also that's why I save Angeal's limit break, but let's just do Breath of the Earth. There's also another great ability it gains at max level is you also not only gets a very big heal, but you also get regen after this. So it's amazing for survivability. And just one more cast. Asuna Fatigue, don't forget, is crucial. And let's just apply all bots and debuffs. And I'm also going to provoke here. That's mainly why I do this. Yes, you could use Ad Astra Limit Break, but I'm just saving it for later. But after this, the Titan traps one of your characters in stone, and you can't do anything with them, so you cannot let your main DPS to be trapped. I'm sorry, I'll have to reapply physical defense buff. And I'm just going to wait with Sephiroth, because Angeal will buff physical attack. And also I have to reapply Exploit Weakness. And there's another Veil, so heal Echo Raising just to get that big hit off, and in a few hits you get it back. So I think 30% stronger C ability is just better than waiting, what, 2 minutes? I'll actually have to Asuna Fatigue, because after every single charge attack, the character who was trapped, they have fatigue status on them. But alright, one more attack and I got another limit break. And let's just... I'm just going to also do an Astra. The only limit break I save is Breath of the Earth, because there will be another Sigil Phase pretty soon, so I want to have it ready. But Ad Astra and Healic Rising, you can use it anytime you want to. And on those big charge attacks I think it's very nice, because you don't really need too much AB to recover. Yes, do your stomps. And another big hit. And with Aerith, you can't just sit on AB if you have her limit break, otherwise you want to use any ability so you can't get the limit break ready. But also with Provoke it is much easier, because you don't have to worry about any hits landing on any other character. But also Provoke just expired. But first, PDF buffs. And really, I was sure I was above 70% HP, but it doesn't matter. But the same thing, just activate Overspeed on Angeal and unleash all your circle sigils. Just one more here. And so I'm just going to use that Breath of the Earth, so I can't just use AB on other stuff like Asuna Fatigue and Wind Resistance debuff. And tomorrow fail, is it? No, never mind. It's just for Angeal, so we are fine. But now it's just those 5 attacks, and with each attack that physical attack buff gets lowered until it gets nullified, so don't worry about it. I'm just going to, hopefully, yeah, I timed it right. But now on those attacks, you can switch to defense to take less damage, but also with Baharrots, whenever Aerith is below 90% HP, everyone else gets an +1 AB whenever she heals. So sometimes it's better to switch to defense, and sometimes it's just better to take the damage so you can get 3 extra AB. That is a little bit annoying. I hope I can get it off in time. Oh well. Should be fine with just arrow blow. Yeah. But that was a little bit close. And now here, it'll also be easy, because we are protected by Veil, so we barely take any damage, so you can immediately reapply wind resistance debuffs. And now it's pretty much just finishing off the boss. It's also, we're already quite long in the battle, and I think we are nearing the point where he will start stomping. Not there yet, but it's getting pretty close. But yeah, to be honest, I didn't know that was how Titan kills you, because he will just keep stomping that you cannot out heal and survive this. But when I was trying to make a guide for this, and testing teams and stats, I found out. So yeah, unfortunately with this team he needs quite high DPS because you lack all their buffs, but also it depends on what characters you have. But yeah, that will be all, so good luck on your own clear, and I hope you found my guide helpful, and in the meantime thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you next one.